All right, we've got a great golf-filled day on the Endless Hustle. Fresh off his first PGA Tour win. That's number one. How exciting is that, Abraham Ancer?
Man, that was a surreal Sunday, and still sinking in. It was a really cool week to have after that, and have some time to celebrate and cherish the moment with my family and friends. It's still gonna take a while to really kind of wrap my hand around that.
And then, as we can see behind you, also the Comcast Business Tour Top 10, another awesome added bonus. For those who are not aware of what that is, I'm going to throw the ball to you. What is the Comcast Business Tour Top 10 and why is it great for a golfer?
Well, that was really exciting news that I got, because I mean that was a huge bonus for the end of the year, and it basically rewards the top 10 players at the end of the season, and it's just a bonus for good play. I mean they gave a pretty hefty check to the top 10 players, so I'm really thankful with Comcast Business for what they did, and it really puts a lot more excitement to the season at the end for sure.
All right, so I want to talk about FedEx playoffs. We're entering an exciting period for golf. Talk to me about getting to be in the FedEx Cup playoffs. And for a golfer, how do you prepare? What's the mindset? How do you get ready for this thing?
You know what? For me personally, I don't like to change anything or put any expectations. Or I know I put myself in a good spot on the FedEx Cup. I know I'm number six, but I got in my mind I got to feel like I'm maybe 40th or something like that, or just I need to be on the attack. I don't want to feel like, oh, maybe too comfortable, or because anything can happen on these playoffs. The points are quadrupled, I think. So there's a lot more moving around of spots if you happen to play good or bad, up or down on that list. So you got to stay aggressive. I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to put any expectations. Just got to go about my business and figure out the best way to shoot a low number on this golf course and take it day by day, man.
You're only the fourth Mexican born player to win a PGA Tour event. So, first of all, what type of pride do you have in being able to represent your country and making waves in this sport? And also, Mexico loves its athletes. What's been the reception at home? What happens in Mexico when you end up becoming a star in a sport?
Yeah, you know what? I've been really thankful with everybody. Like the support that I get from all my people in Mexico has been incredible since the beginning. But lately this month, obviously by playing in the Olympics, and then right after that in Memphis, I mean it has been incredible. And a bunch of people that don't even play golf, they started playing or watching it just for the Olympics, and then Memphis. And I mean it was just a snowball effect that has been really cool. And all of this was, I believe for me, it started by Lorena Ochoa. Lorena really showed us that we can get to the with a big stage in this sport, and we can definitely stay there. She really inspired me growing up, and she made us realize that we can get to this level. And hopefully, me and Carlos on the PGA Tour right now, and Gabi and Maria Fassi on the LPGA will hopefully inspire a bunch of kids that maybe in 10, 20 years, we have 30 or 40 Mexicans out here. That'd be amazing.
I want to talk to you about the Olympic experience. Such a different Olympics, but being able to represent your country, what was it like there? What was the overall experience for you?
That was something that I had no idea what I was gonna feel like, just because that was obviously the first ones that I played, and it was awesome. I mean, it was awesome. Logistics wise, it was a little tough because I stayed at the village and the golf course was an hour and a half away. So you got to travel pretty much a commute, an hour and a half each way. But it was so worth it. The experience to be in the village with the best athletes in the world. I mean, it was incredible. Playing for your country, you're not even playing for FedEx Cup points or for money. It's just pure. Pretty much pride of representing your country, having the chance to win a medal. I mean, it felt incredible, and I've never wanted to finish in the top three. That bad. I mean, you even play a little. I feel like you play a little bit different. Maybe people were playing a little more aggressive just because fourth or 60th didn't really mean much. Um, Ended up playing pretty solid. Didn't really make many putts to finish in the top three, but man, I want to be in Paris so bad.
So everybody always has their sponsors when they're wearing their gear, but your hat is actually, you're your own sponsor. You have a tequila brand, which is awesome. So walk me through having a tequila business, being an entrepreneur. I got to hear all about this.
Yeah, so I mean, my weeks off are really not weeks off. I mean, they're off from the golf, but I stay really busy. And Flecha Azul and Blackwell, the clothing brand that we have, has been so cool because it's some things that I'm really passionate about. Anybody that speaks to me or knows me knows how much I am invested, not only money wise, but obviously personally, emotionally in these companies. It's been an unbelievable journey. And tequila, for example, is really just our culture. You know, we cry and we drink tequila. We celebrate. We drink tequila. It's just kind of like how I grew up. And having my own brand was always my dream since I was kind of getting started, or when I was starting drinking a little bit and all that. I was like, it'd be pretty cool to have your own tequila.
So where does it start for you? When do you decide, all right, listen, I'm going to be a professional golfer and I'm getting on the PGA Tour. But by the way, I'm also going to start my own tequila company.
Well, it actually started in a PGA Tour event, which I think is pretty cool. I met my partner Aaron Marquez in a pro-am in Colonial, probably 5 years ago. It was like my first year after I came out from the web.com, or from the Corn Ferry Tour. I'm sorry. And we just randomly got paired together. He's Mexican as well. We both love tequila. We started talking on the first hole about it, and the idea just came up right there. And since then, we never stopped working on the project. I had really good connections in Mexico, to where we assembled a whole team. And I mean, everything just snowballed, and everything was put together really, really nicely in a way that it works perfectly. And I am really proud of our product. And hopefully soon it will be all over the map, so you guys can try it out.
How about golf? Where does that start for you? Because like you had mentioned, obviously you've had some role models that help really make you aware that this is possible. But Mexico isn't necessarily known as a golf breeding ground. Where does that begin for you, where you're like, listen, I want to be a golfer and this is going to become my passion and profession?
Yeah, well, I mean, I started playing since I can remember, 2, 3 years old. I got pictures. I was in diapers holding a golf club, and my dad took me to the golf course since I can really remember, in Reynosa, Mexico. And I just fell in love with the game. I started playing tournaments when I was 6 years old, and all in the north region of Mexico, and it was awesome. I just love competing, and just the feeling of like there's just so many aspects that you can get better at. It's not like you're just doing the same thing over and over. There's so many, like putting, driving, irons, bunkers. I mean, endless possibilities of where you can get better on this sport. And I just fell in love with it. And my dad we share that dream of really making it to the PGA Tour.
What type of dad is your dad? Is he more of an Earl Woods and kind of like, this is all you're going to think about? Or is he more like, I want more of a balanced life?
Definitely balanced life. He supported me no matter what I wanted to do, as long as I put all my effort and I'm serious about it. But he did everything he could to give me everything, all the opportunities in the world for me to play in any tournaments. I mean, now that I know how much it costs to travel every week and stays and expenses, I mean, I am really thankful, because I know sometimes we probably didn't have the money to go to a tournament, and he will just figure out a way to do it and just take me. It didn't matter if I shoot 85 or 65. He was always the same, supporting me. So I'm really thankful, because I feel like some dads can get a little bit more caught up in their dream instead of their kid's dream. You know what I mean? So he never did that, which I'm really thankful for that. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
In all the years you've been playing golf, what is your greatest round? And I don't mean by score, but if you were to identify a moment that was the dream round you ever played? What was it?
A dream round. There was a really cool round when I won the Australian Open, and I feel like I was in control for the most part. I was leading by 5, and I had a really cool chip in, and just stuff that happens when you win a tournament. This time in Memphis, it wasn't, that last round wasn't like that. But man, that is a really good question. I shot 60 back home playing with my friends long time ago, and that's when like everything went my way. And I had, well, the only putt on the last, I had a putt for 59 and it lipped out from whatever, it was like 40 feet. That was the only thing that didn't go my way, and I just felt like you couldn't miss. So if you can combine those two, I mean, that'd probably be those two.
Dude, there's no feeling like when you're in the zone like that, right?
It's unbelievable. Close your eyes and it just goes in.
Do you know it, by the way, as it's happening? Or are you just like, I'm in the effing zone, nothing can knock me off right now?
Well, I feel like when you're there, you're not thinking about that. You try to just kind of keep going and not even like think about like, wow, am I just really making everything? But there's, you just keep going, and yeah, you're not thinking, you're just reacting, I feel like.
So I've had Max Homa and also Maverick McNeely on the show recently. And we talked about, as a young player, when you get up on the tour and you look around and Phil's over there and Bryson's over there and Brooks and Tiger used to be over there. When you get out on the tour and you're this young player, how do you process it all the first time you see all the people you probably idolize or who are at the top of the mountain at that moment, and you're on the same course as them now?
Yeah, well, now I feel, I mean, it doesn't matter who I feel. I mean, who I see, I feel pretty normal. But yeah, the first year on tour, I was like, oh my God. My first tournament, I was in the Safeway at the time in Napa. That was the first PGA Tour event I ever played, and I've told this story a couple of times. Rory set up right next to me, and then DJ was like a couple spots behind me on the range, and I mean, you just see him hit balls, and I'm like, I can't hit it like that, man. Like that's crazy. But yeah, it took me a while to be like, man, is my game really like gonna be enough to be out here? Can I, can I hang with these guys? And it took me a while to realize that I didn't have to change anything. I just have to play my game and just get better at that. But yeah, for that first year was well, I was definitely starstruck.
So one of the main reasons that I started the show, Abraham, was to talk to successful people in all industries about the habits and the mentality that help them achieve their success. So my question for you is, what are the habits and the thoughts and the mentality that you incorporate in your daily life to continue to elevate?
You know what, for me lately, especially with all the entrepreneurial side, it would be time management. For me has been very important, and I feel like I've done a really good job with that, because it could be very easy for me to be focused in one thing, like Flecha Azul, and then I mean, golf can suffer, but I feel like I've been really good with time management and put my whole focus in what I'm doing and not be doing one thing and thinking about others. So when I'm doing stuff with Flecha Azul, that's all I'm talking about. That's all my focus is at. If I'm doing Blackwell stuff, I'm doing that. And then golf, I'm not thinking about all that. So time management for me and being complete focused, laser focused on what I'm doing at the time and not mixing anything I think has helped me tremendously this last few years.
Awesome, my man. Congratulations. First PGA Tour win, Comcast Business Tour top 10, and good luck in the FedEx Cup Playoffs, dude.
Thanks, Arthur. Thank you. Nice to meet you, man.
Same here, Abraham. Take care, man.